Hey, have you ever felt like all of your life is turning into work? Like even the parts that are supposed to be fun or your time off or just stuff around the house feels like more work and more work and more work and work and work and work, and it doesn't feel fun. Well, we're going to talk about today about how to turn work and chores into fun and fulfillment. Does that sound crazy? Good. Stay tuned. Welcome to day 26, where it's actually called turning work and chores into fun and fulfillment. This is day 26 of Live for Life Satisfaction, and I'm Viv, your deep life satisfaction, vitality, and happiness strategist, helping you high performers and success-minded individuals live happier, more fulfilled lives. Because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And you deserve to wake up with passion, to live with purpose, and to sleep with peace. With that in mind, okay, how can we turn our lives around if you're having this pattern, okay? If you're having this pattern of feeling like everything is just more work, everything's just more work, right? And I can talk about this because I was one of the worst offenders. I got so good at doing things like my chores, my to-dos, whatever you want to call them, everything became a chore, even the fun things. I put into my calendar, fun family events or even time to go to the spa, which, okay, I did enjoy, but it still felt like, oh, what a chore. Like I have to pack my bag, I have to go, maybe if I had an appointment, I have to be there at a certain time. And okay, maybe that's just me. Maybe this just sounds like crazy talk, okay? However, I have run into a client or two who has struggled with similar issues, right? Where they're so used to doing, achieving, moving on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And we bring to that a certain type of mentality, right? We bring to that unconscious patterns of thinking, behaving, and with that, an emotional state. Okay, we can call it a state or a role that you play unconsciously, or a character that you kind of jump into. And we're going to talk about how to reverse engineer that to your advantage. Okay, so let me give you just some simple examples. So really basic. In the end of my day, I brush my teeth and wash my face, right? And put on a little bit of cream and stuff like that. So that's kind of like a little evening ritual before going to bed. And, back in the day, that was fine, right? But then comes, kid and more responsibility, everybody tugging at you left, right, and center. And like feeling like I don't have time for things. So then comes rushing through things. And then when you rush through things, it's like, oh, okay, I have to do this. And it gets to the point where you don't even want to, right? Okay, I did not stop brushing my teeth. But there were times where I was just like, I'm not even going to wash my face, okay? I've been guilty of that because I was just too tired and it didn't feel like I needed or wanted to do that, all right? But that's just like a simple example, and this can be this translates to other more important things. For example, I've used this before, like doing your taxes or any kind of financial planning. Some people love financial planning and some people do not, right? And this could be in your business, so, accounting. Sure, you might have bookkeepers and people to help with that. But at the end of the day, if you have a business, you kind of need to look at the numbers and understand things, right? And same goes with your life, managing the finances of your life. A lot of people neglect this, right? There's a lot of anxiety that goes with that. And so, but then there might be a point like tax season or whatever where you have to, or end of the month paying the bills or paying, your payroll or whatever you need to do if you're in charge of that. And then you get to the point where you have to look at it. So then you start to develop patterns of have tos. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. And, and this can also be reflected in your language. I even noticed, when my son was really little, he started, like when he started speaking, he started saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, or mommy, you have to do this. And I'm like, oops, oopsie, made a little bit of an error there in terms of what I was teaching, but it was coming from where my mind was, right? Like of feeling like, oh, I have to, instead of I get to. But how can we turn around and start to change how we think about things, being like, oh, I get to spend time with my son now, or, oh, I get 5 minutes to wash my face, brush my teeth, take care of myself, or I get to plan my financial freedom right now, and like figure this stuff out and make it work better, So how do we, it's a nice thing to say, fine and dandy, go from have to get to, but how do we actually do that, right? How do we do that? So there's a couple little tricks that you can use that I've been using, and they're really fun, okay? So again, it comes down to, like I always say in a lot of my videos and content and stuff, is that we have to know what we want in life in general, right? And then we get more granular. I'm not going to go through all the grand, know what you want in your life stuff right now, but when you get more granular, right, then, for example, just something simple like the first example, like brushing my teeth and washing my face and maybe putting some cream on, right? So I could think about, okay, how does that relate to my bigger goals of like health and longevity, right? I want to be around for a while and I want to be healthy. We talked about health span before. So there's lifespan, how long you live, health span, how long do you live healthy and vibrant for, which I'm super, super keen on. So I want to have my teeth, right? I want to have my teeth. I don't want to have a lot of cavities. I don't want to have a lot of dentures and things like that. So I want to take care of my teeth and I want to take care of my skin, right? So, okay, so that's an important part of health, right? And then there's also, I also mentioned the financial, right? So what do I want there? Well, I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to provide for our future. I want to make sure that we don't have to worry if, an emergency happens, or like a health condition or issue, or somebody, in the family is older and struggling and needs extra help, and being able to hire those people and whatnot, right? So, so I could think about, okay, what do I want, right? So we think about what do we want and why, right? And why? And I kind of mentioned with the self-care stuff, because I care about my health and longevity. I want to increase my health span, right? With the financial stuff, I talked about, well, why is it important to me? Because I want to make sure that I can take care of the people I love, that they're going to be safe, that they're going to be healthy, that if there's a challenge, that we can meet that challenge, right? So okay, so we start off with the what and the why, right, as we often do. But then once we've got that, so once we've got a bit of purpose, that gives us something under our belt to work with, right? Because this is where we get creative and we can think about different sort of fantasy roles or characters or superheroes that we can play. And I know this sounds crazy, but bear with me, because the imagination is a beautiful thing and kids are the ones that have the most fun in life. So learn from them. We are never too old to use our beautiful imaginations and our sense of play to enjoy life more. Because we can get really good at getting very serious, so serious that when we turn actual play into work, okay? Actual play into work, right? And now what we need to do is turn play back into play and work into play, okay? And fulfillment, right? That's what I was talking about, turning work and chores into fun and fulfillment. So why do we need to know what we want and why we want? Because first of all those things that fall under work and chores should only be there if they need to be there, right? So if when we're analyzing, okay, what do we really want? Like looking at, you can make a list, and I'm going to have you do this. So make a list of these things that you're struggling with. Like just some daily chores that you go through, whether it's making breakfast or, whether it's stuff at work, things that you are responsible for and that you need to do, right? So make a list, kind of capture all that, and then think about, okay, how does this line up with what I really want? Does it line up with what I really want, right? If it doesn't, how can we pivot it? How can we change it? Or how can we eliminate it? Or how can we outsource it, leverage it, right? Get someone else to do it. Maybe not brush your teeth, right? But some of the work stuff perhaps. So even with cooking, I mean, I've hired cooks before, like right now my husband's undertaking that. But many times I've had a private chef, even when I had very little money. So there's things you can outsource. There's ways to do it. Trust me. So, but coming back, okay, so list of the things that you feel you need to do. Do those line up with what you really want? Okay, now, all right, we're kind of like, yes, I kind of need to take care of my kid and I kind of want to be the one to do that. Why? Because our relationship is important to me, his well-being, who he turns out to be. I want to influence who he becomes, and I want to support him, and I want to also get that experience out of life of being a mother or a father or, whatever. So kind of delve into the why. And then this is a creative part. How can I use language to give myself a fun title and give the activity a fun name? Right? So I'll give you an example. The self-care, like brushing teeth and this and that. I came up with this is like beauty Viv power time. It's like, it's my time to just be beautiful, right? By brushing my teeth and doing my face, I'm investing in my power and my beauty and rejuvenation and health and all that, right? And then I can come up with a role, right? Like healing goddess or a rejuvenation queen, or I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Really, it's really personal, right? I'll give you another example, like spending time with my son. I like to, once a week, I like to pick him up early from school, and we have a mommy-son afternoon. So obviously I enjoy this, and it doesn't really need a lot more, pumping up or whatever. But there's no such thing as having too much fun or too much joy or too much fulfillment. So I label that time as, I have it on my calendar, magical mama moments. So I'm picking up my son with the purpose and the intention, right, of creating magical mama moments with my son. So mama-son moments, magical mama moments. And I can play a role. I can be super mama. I can be magical mama. I can be super fun mama. I can be, fun blaster master. Or Laffy McLaugh Springs, when you have kids, you get even more creative. So as just to give you some ideas, right? Financial planning, right? Whether it's in your business or at home, it could be make it rain time, You could put on the character of financial freedom guru, right? I'm a financial freedom guru, and now is my time to make it rain. And I'm going to figure out how to balance the books or hire an accountant or a bookkeeper or, just get my personal finances in order or my taxes ready to be filed or whatever you need to do, But you can put this fun twist on it. And yes, I'm talking about make-believe. Yes, I'm talking about using imagination. However, it's not just bull, okay? Because what you're doing needs to relate to what you really want out of life and a higher purpose, right? And that's what I said. Evaluate those things that you do. If you don't need it, maybe you just chuck it and get rid of this activity that you don't need. But if it does relate to something that's really truly important to you, then identify what is it that result, whether it's a result now or whether it's a lifelong result, like the relationship I'm going to build and the memories I'm going to create with my son, the legacy I'm going to leave, something like that. That's a lifelong result, right? So you get clear on that. Get clear on the purpose. Delve deep on the why. And write this down. Just, for clarity's sake, for God's sakes, just write it down. Write the purpose, right? And then think about some creative words to describe the activity, to set the scene, and some roles or characters that you can play, some titles, superhero titles, right? Super finance man or finance woman, or whatever. I was thinking Superman. Anyways, okay, use your imagination. Don't use my imagination. And I love to hear what you come up with. So please do that and start turning your work and chores into fun and fulfillment, because this is life. You're living it now. It's a journey, and it involves a lot of these things. The things that you don't need to have on your list, get rid of them. Identify what's important, keep what's important, and change, make that 2 millimeter shift in your mentality so that you start to view things differently and you start to show up differently. Because when you show up as someone else, someone different, like when I show up as super magical mama versus worn out, tired mama, I'm gonna have a totally different experience. And you can absolutely change your experience, and you can absolutely change how you feel. And give yourself grace, okay? Meaning, start. You don't have to be perfect. Write it down. You can change it later. Maybe one title or word works for this week. Maybe you want to switch it up next week. If you forget, you fall into old patterns, just start again, okay? No problem. Share in the comments. If you got value from today's session, please like, share, follow, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I'm so happy that you joined us today. And remember, wake up with passion, live with purpose, and sleep with peace. You deserve it.